Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Mike Thompson. Hey, I want to welcome you back to another video blog where you're going to get a chance to get inside the head of Dr. Mike. Kind of scary, huh? Hey, in this video blog, I got to tell you a quick story of what just happened to me recently. I was the luncheon keynote speaker at the Mayor's Conference for the great state of Ohio. Now, this was just an incredible group of mayors from all across the great state of Ohio. And you know what? Some of these people, they were young. And some were middle-aged, and some were quite well-seasoned, as they say. Now, I presented my trademark and my flagship presentation on strategies for saving your sanity, where I hit the 8 areas of the power of productive choices and also hit them with the 6 critical questions. And I tied everything into the tough times we're going through nowadays. Now, the mayors and many of their spouses who attended the luncheon, they really got into it. And quite frankly, I had a blast, man. I had a really good time. Now, when I was finished, a boatload of these mayors came up running up to me afterwards, and they grabbed my business cards because they want me to come back and talk to their communities and that, and they wanted to get my free ebook on my 6 critical questions that are guaranteed to save your sanity. And they wanted to share it with everybody that they work with because they were saying, man, they need to learn this information as much as I do. Now, one of the mayors, he stayed behind the others, and he shared with me a story. And I want to share with you this story that he shared with me about that he couldn't believe where he is today because everybody that he hung around with, they always told him he never was going to make much in life and not going to do much in his life. Now, unfortunately, many of the people that he hung around with, they were always, the Debbie Downers of life, and they were the complainers and the ain't it awfulizers that we all know, okay? And they were not supportive people. And even this mayor told me that his parents gave him the message that he wasn't probably going to amount to much in life. Now, he told me that he was relating to every one of the messages I was sharing with the audience while I was up on stage. I shared messages like, who you hang around with, you become. And boy, did he get that one. And I also said to not focus on the past because the past is the past. And there's 1,440 minutes of every day. You got to focus forward. I also talked to people and told them about don't focus on what people might be saying to you. And don't just focus on what might be happening in the economy right now. Because if you do that, you're going to stay stuck. And not to focus on just problems in your life. And you know what? He really liked what I was teaching when it came to focusing forward and becoming more successful in life and focusing on building your thinking skills, okay? Because the more thinking skills you have and the more successful thinking skills you have in life, you're going to get through these tough times that we're going through. That's why I constantly tell people not to do things first, but to think differently first. And that's why I teach what I teach to people around the country. And that's why I trademark strategies for saving your sanity. Now, this mayor, he told me that he chose to think differently in life. He refused to accept mediocrity. He refused to accept that he couldn't make it in life, even though he hung around some people that told him that. And look where it got him. He's a mayor. Now, I shared with him later that while we were kind of walking out to the car, I shared with him that Irma Bombeck, syndicated columnist, great writer, she got beat down in life also. She was told by her guidance counselor that she should forget about writing because you know what? She's never going to make it in life as a writer. Well, look what she did. Wolfgang Mozart, he was told by Emperor Ferdinand that the opera that he wrote, The Marriage of Figaro, it was just far too noisy and that he probably was never going to make it in life either. Vincent van Gogh, he only sold 1 painting. Thomas Edison, and quite frankly, one of the mayors that was at the conference, that's where Thomas Edison grew up, here in Ohio. He was said to be unteachable at school and that he would never make it in life. And Albert Einstein was told by his schoolmaster that he would never amount to much and never make it in life. And oh yes, I shared with this mayor that guess what? I, Mike Thompson, I can relate to all these people too and to the mayor because you know what? I was told by my high school guidance counselor to forget about going to college and either work on the ore dogs, Mike, or guess what? Work at the shipyard or maybe even work, on the railroad. And the reason this guidance counselor told me this, he said, hey, your test scores came back and guess what? You're not going to make it in college. And you're just not college material. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, I was fortunate enough to have a set of parents who kept telling me that, Michael, you can get it. If you want it, you can get it. Just focus forward. I know you can do it. And want it, I did. And got it, I did too. And hey, I struggled through my bachelor's program. I struggled through the master's and even the doctorate program at the Ohio State University. But here's the thing. Everybody that's watching this right now, you've struggled through life too. I'm not the only one, neither is the mayor. And everybody watching this, you've had people around you that have been the Debbie Downers. You've probably had the ain't it awfulizers, the complainers, the whiners, and the people that told you you couldn't make it in life. Now, you could have allowed those other people to run your life. I could have allowed the guidance counselor to run my life. I could have allowed a whole boatload of people to run my life. And you could have settled for what they told you to do, what you were going to be in life, and I could have too. And you know what? I would have been just there. And you could have focused on success too. And that's what many of you watching this have done. You focused on success, and you thought, you know what? Who you hang around with, you become. Dr. Mike's right. So you hung around with different people, focused forward people. You wanted success, and guess what? When you want success, you hang around with successful people. You watch them. You listen to them. Not by chance God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You grab everything you can from those successful people, and then you mimic what they're doing. Now, here's what I want you to do with this video blog. If you're a parent watching this, if you're a teacher or coach, or anyone, quite frankly, who's working with young people, be careful about what you're saying to those young, impressionable people around you. Because, hey, who knows who's the next Bombeck, Mozart, Van Gogh, Edison, Einstein, future mayor, and yes, even Dr. Mike. Who might be sitting in front of you while you're saying something? Now, here's what I want you to do with this video blog, gang. Here's my question for you that I want you to answer first. My question is this. Can you relate to anything that I'm talking about in this story? Does it hit home with you? Do you know people in your own life, in your family, maybe you, that somebody beat you down and you know what? You didn't accept it. You focused forward. And what can you take away from this story? And how do you think this story can help you and everybody else in the world be better teachers of life and what life has to offer you and how to focus forward? Think about that, okay? Hey, do me a favor. Click on that comment link below me and let me know what you think about this video blog. Until the next time, I'm Dr. Mike Thompson reminding you to live your life with passion and purpose.